So, you live in an apartment in New South Wales, and you've probably looked up at that big, empty roof and thought, what a waste of space. Well, if that's you, you're in the right place. We're going to break down exactly how you can finally get solar power for your building. Let's get into it.
For years, that's been the story, right? If you're in an apartment, you're just kind of locked out of the whole solar revolution. Well, I'm here to tell you it's time to throw that idea out the window because the game has officially changed.
And this is the reason why. There's a government program that's been designed from the ground up specifically to solve all those unique, tricky problems that apartment buildings face when they try to go solar.
So what is it really? Well, simply put, it's a government program that offers some pretty serious financial help. We're talking incentives and support to help apartment owners get solar panels and even batteries installed. The whole goal is just to make it a total no-brainer.
Okay, let's get to the part everybody's waiting for, the money. How much help are we actually talking about here? Because this is where it gets really, really interesting.
Let's just start with this big number. For solar panels, the program offers a rebate of up to $2,400. And that's not for the whole building. That's for every single apartment. That is a huge slice of the cost. Gone, right off the top.
But wait, it doesn't stop there. If your building decides to install battery storage too, to save that sunshine for the evening, there's another rebate of up to $2,400. And yes, you can stack them.
So, you do the math. You combine the solar and the battery rebates, and you're looking at a potential $4,800 in support for each and every apartment. Now, multiply that by how many units are in your building. See, suddenly this becomes incredibly affordable.
So how does it actually work? Well, the solar rebate is tiered. It's based on how big of a system you install. A smaller system, say up to 3 kilowatts, gets $1,200 per apartment. Go a bit bigger, and for a system that's 5 kilowatts or more, you get that full $2,400 rebate. Let's make this real with an example. A pretty typical 5 kilowatt system might cost around $8,200. But after that government rebate of $2,400 is applied, your actual out-of-pocket cost plummets to just $5,800. That is a massive discount.
And the return on that investment? It's fantastic. Based on what you'll save on electricity, the payback period for a system like that is only about 4.5 years. After that, you're looking at more than 20 years of pretty much free electricity. But what if even that leftover cost is a bit of a stretch? Well, the program's got you covered there, too. Eligible households can actually get an interest-free loan to cover the rest of the bill, which means you could get a system installed with literally $0 out of your pocket up front. The bottom line is, cost just isn't the barrier it used to be.
Okay, so the money makes sense. But what about the biggest headache of them all? Getting it through strata. Let's be honest, strata is where good ideas in apartment buildings often go to die. But with the right plan, it really doesn't have to be a nightmare.
Here's a clear path to get it done. The absolute key here is preparation. You don't just wander into a meeting and ask. You come armed with a detailed proposal, you submit it properly ahead of time, you present your case like a pro, and then you ask for a formal vote. It's a process, and if you follow it, your chances of success go way, way up.
Look, you're gonna get questions. It's just part of the deal. They'll ask about the roof warranty, what it's gonna look like, who does the maintenance, and the solutions are actually pretty simple. For instance, the approved installers are pros at making sure the roof warranty stays intact. And modern panels? They're surprisingly sleek. Having these answers ready just shows everyone you've done your homework.
So that's all the theory. But does this stuff actually work out in the real world? Oh yeah. Let's look at a couple of real-life examples that show just how big of an impact this can have.
Get a load of this. A 24-unit apartment building right in the middle of the Sydney CBD. They put in a shared solar system. And the result? They slashed the electricity costs for their common areas, for lifts and hallway lights, by a staggering 65%.
And that saving? It went straight to the residents. Every single apartment in that building saw their own bills drop by an average of $320 every single year. That's real money back in your pocket year after year after year.
Feeling pumped? Good. Now that we've covered the money and the whole strata thing, let's just walk through the official step-by-step roadmap to actually get this done.
The whole journey, from start to finish, is broken down into these 6 clear steps. First, you check if you're eligible. Then you get that all-important strata approval we just talked about. Then you find an approved installer. And get this, they actually help you with the rebate application. They do the install, and the government pays the rebate money straight to them, not to you. It's a really well thought out, streamlined process.
So, the path is clear, the benefits are huge. How do you get the ball rolling? Let's finish up with some simple, concrete things you can do the second this is over.
Okay, here's your action plan. First, just grab your last power bill, see what you're actually using. Then, hop on the government website and double-check your building's eligibility. Next, just start a casual chat with your strata manager, plant the seed. And finally, ask an installer for a preliminary quote. It doesn't commit you to anything. These small steps are how you start building momentum.
And that really brings us to the final thought here. Every single day, the sun comes up, your building's roof is just sitting there, an untapped power station. With this program, the biggest barriers, money and hassle, have been taken down. So really, the only question left is, what are you waiting for?